Welcome to Channel Japan. I'm Maki Arai.
And I'm Makiko Tsuda.
Every week we bring you the freshest information out of Japan right here from our studio in Tokyo.
From the economy, culture and even foods, if you want to find out what's happening in Japan right now, this is where you'll find it.
Channel Japan Ranking.
First up is Channel Japan Ranking, in which we rank the hottest products and services in the country. In today's episode, we focus on frozen foods.
Well, frozen foods have become a really important part of the Japanese diet, haven't they?
Yes, they have. There's a wide variety of frozen foods. There are simple frozen foods with ingredients such as meat and vegetables are frozen, and others that require cooking and heating using frying pans, microwave ovens, and such.
There are. And currently there are around 5,000 different types of frozen foods on the Japanese market, and we have a chart over here of a ranking of the domestic sales of frozen food products. And they're pretty familiar, I'm sure.
Yes, looking at the sales amount, the gyoza dumplings are extremely popular.
They are. They just jumped. They have a big difference from the second one. But anyhow, this product at first place has been the #1 bestseller out of all frozen foods for 9 years in a row since 2003. So they're extremely popular.
Yes. So why is the product loved by the Japanese so much? A lot of effort has gone into developing this product. The video also introduces the latest trend in the frozen food industry. Take a look.
はい、いらっしゃいませ。どうぞご利用ください。本日レート受験半額です。
Selling frozen food at specially reduced prices is very effective in attracting customers. Many people come to supermarkets specifically for these sales.
簡単で、美味しい。
These popular foods are continuously evolving. First, we visit the editorial office of an industry newspaper in Tokyo. The paper issued here is called the Reito Shokuhin, or frozen foods in Japanese. It features the latest news in the frozen food industry. The top news on this particular issue was the renewal of a shrimp dumpling product. What is currently attracting the most attention?
大変人気で伸びているのが自然解凍の商品ですね。より便利にという消費者のニーズがあるので、何もしなくていい商品を開発した。
Until recently, frozen foods needed to be heated in a microwave oven before consumption. However, these natural defrosting frozen foods do not require any heating. They can be defrosted at room temperature. By not needing the microwave oven, these products save on electricity. Not only that, place them in a lunchbox and they'll defrost by lunchtime, while also preventing the rest of lunch from spoiling. With more people making their own lunches to save money and the simplicity of preparation, these products are selling. Now they are so popular that supermarkets are setting up special sections for them.
これ自然解凍ですよね、これね。
そうですね。
結構使えますか？
お弁当なので、
お弁当
子供が。
この1年で非常に伸びてまして、当社の品揃えでも 1.5 倍ぐらい品揃えを拡大しました。
The market has grown to a size of $394 million US. Frozen foods have evolved from popping into a microwave oven to popping directly onto a dish. To find out more, we visit an Ajinomoto factory in Gunma Prefecture, where they manufacture natural defrosting shrimp gratins.
入ってそうそう。大量なエビが。
はい。
A sea of plump boiled shrimp catches our eyes.
見覚えのあるカップに。
はい。
今そこで。
はい。ホワイトソースを。
ホワイトソースですね。
はい
グラタンの基本となるソースが出てくるわけですね。
はい。そうですそうです。はい。
これもうこの後焼いたりするわけですよね。
いや、もうこのままの状態で冷凍にして、その後もう何も加熱も何もせずにですね、そのままこう食べられます。
It seems that production does not involve either state-of-the-art technology or revolutionary methods. What is the secret then?
これは菌との戦いなんですよ。最初の状態の菌を限りなくゼロにすることによってですね、その後菌が増えないんですよ。こうすることによって自然解凍でも食べられると。
Unlike traditional frozen foods that are heated before eating, natural defrosting products are left in room temperature for several hours. Every effort must be made to control bacterial reproduction. This is why stringent measures are in place to prevent bacteria from entering the manufacturing process. To enter, we first answer a questionnaire on our health condition. We are required to wear special work clothes designed to prevent dust from falling off the sleeves and collars. Not a single hair can escape these lint rollers. Next comes an adhesive tape to remove dirt from shoes. We then go through an air shower that blows away dust.
ちょっと待ってください。またコロコロがあるんですけど。
これが最終のコロコロです。
またコロコロするんですか？はい。
And there awaits the master of lint rollers. Staff member Kato is the lint roller specialist with 7 years of experience. With the short lint roller, she cleans the upper body, and with the long one, the lower body. No one can enter the factory until Kato is satisfied. Finally, we are allowed to approach the production line. Even inside, staff members with lint rollers patrol the line.
30分に1回ラインを回ってチェックしてるんですよ。
The gratins are placed in cups and are immediately flash frozen.
我々がですね、従来から行ってきた衛生管理をしっかりやることによって、それで今自然解凍がようやくできるようになったんですよ。
Next, we examine the pursuit of tastiness. 39 years have passed since the birth of frozen udon noodles. Today, up to 500 million packs of frozen udon are sold per year, one of the most popular frozen foods. To find out how they are made, we visit another factory. This frozen udon product is manufactured by Tablemark in Niigata Prefecture. The noodles are cooked in boiling water, then plunged in ice-cold water to stop the cooking process. Udon noodles are the most delicious when they are freshly boiled. Such noodles hold more water on the outside and less on the inside. This balance is the key to their chewy texture and firmness. Once the water content becomes uniform, the noodles taste overcooked. That's where their huge freezer comes into play. The udon noodles are placed on serving-size trays and frozen immediately at minus 35 degrees Celsius for 15 minutes. Because the udon is frozen quickly at its best condition, it retains the freshly boiled texture even after defrosting. This manufacturer has recently come out with a new frozen udon line, exploring non-traditional ways of eating udon.
これうどんにトマトソースですか？はい、そうです。合います。ぜひ食べていただいて、その意外性を。
What the company is hoping to do is increase its sales with this new take on frozen udon. Frozen gyoza dumplings hold the #1 spot in frozen food sales in Japan. It was 1972 when Ajinomoto first produced its frozen gyoza dumplings. It has continued to sell for over 40 years. About how much sales does that mean?
おかげさまでですね、年間100億円以上売れておりまして。
How did it become number one in sales? The answer lies with the innovative technology they developed last autumn. Here is a dumpling, still frozen. Compared to other dumplings, the bottom is rectangular. What secret is hidden in this bottom part?
水も油もなしという技術開発に踏み込みました。
According to product development staff, these dumplings can be cooked deliciously simply by placing in a frying pan. After 5 minutes over medium fire with a lid on, and without using any water or oil, crisp and juicy dumplings are ready to be eaten. How did this product come about?
我々がお客さんに提供したいと思って工場を巣立っていったものとお客さんが食べていただいているものが違うものになってる。
He came to realize this when he asked consumers to bring their own cooking tools and cook frozen gyoza dumplings the same way they do at home.
ちょっとちゃんと蓋しないと。ちょっとストップそんなに水を入れたらびしゃびしゃになっちゃいますよ。何やってるんですか。これはフライパンで作る商品ですよ。
裏面をほとんどの方読まないです。新しい気づきでしたね。こんなことが起こってるんだと。
So they decided to develop a product that anyone could cook correctly. They created a special concoction and placed it on the bottom of each dumpling. When heated, the formula melts and the moisture it emits steams the dumplings. After the moisture evaporates, a brown crisp layer is left on the bottom. So all the customer needs to do is place the frozen dumplings on a frying pan, cover with a lid and heat, and the gyoza dumplings will be ready to eat.
I had no idea that there was so much research and development being done, even after the gyoza dumplings became a hit, to continue being a bestseller.
I know, it's fascinating, isn't it? And apparently, according to the manufacturer, the biggest difficulty was in developing a product that anyone could cook and come up with the same taste and texture.
Actually, I thought anyone can cook frozen foods to be delicious.
I thought so too, but unfortunately that isn't the case. The manufacturer tested the product with consumers, had the consumers test it, and they found out that many people didn't really read the instructions on the back of the package. Some put in too much water, or some would put the product in the microwave with a plastic wrap when it said it didn't need any. So
True. So with different amounts of water, I can see how there would be a difference in the texture of the gyoza dumplings.
One would want it crunchy, but one wouldn't want to really eat soggy dumplings, I think. And so that's why they came up with a product that only needed to be heated in a frying pan with no additional water or oil. And that way the taste that the developers intended could be recreated at home.
Yes. So in other words, the developers' desire for a better, tastier product led to the evolution of these gyoza dumplings.
Yes, and there are also other frozen foods that represent Japan's unique foods, and we've brought them to the studio today, frozen sushi.
Frozen sushi. It looks just like normal sushi.
They do, don't they? I can't tell the difference from freshly made ones. And in the frozen foods industry, it's said that frozen sushi is the ultimate frozen food. And it's Otaru Fisherman's Kitchen that makes these products. And the company has devised various methods and technology to make this possible. And they have a patent as well.
So why was sushi frozen in the first place?
Well, when large parties are held in hotels and restaurants, they need a large amount of sushi at one time. But it's quite difficult to keep them all fresh at once, and also they can't be prepared too far in advance either.
What are the advantages of freezing sushi?
So frozen sushi can be preserved in a fresh state and is less likely for bacteria to grow, and it also makes it easier to adjust to sudden changes in the number of guests, which means there'll be less sushi wasted.
Well, is the frozen sushi exported as well?
Yes, yes, it is. With Japanese food gaining popularity worldwide and also a growing trend towards healthy foods, this frozen sushi is exported to the US and Europe, and also in some countries in Asia and also South America.
Really? So is it also popular in Japan?
Well, I hear it's really popular with members of the Japanese Antarctic research expedition because this frozen sushi can travel from Japan all over the equator and to Antarctica and will keep the same quality.
For a long time. So these frozen foods have made the lives of people in Japan more convenient, and they also created opportunities to enjoy Japanese food overseas.
Yes, they definitely have. And by the way, apparently the sushi rolls over here are the most popular type of frozen sushi abroad.
They look good. Well, that's it for Channel Japan Ranking. After the break, we'll be showing you a popular documentary program. Stay tuned.
As the future evolves, Toyota is envisioning a more interconnected life where information and energy flow seamlessly throughout the globe. The road ahead will require diverse and eco-friendly mobility solutions. It is on this path that our small choices lead to big changes. Life. Connected. Toyota.
Where we see nothing, there could be anything. Panasonic is putting the endless energy of the sun to work. Generating, storing, and managing energy efficiently. Helping power our daily lives.
A better life, a better world. Panasonic.
Welcome to Tokyo Skytree. This is the grand panoramic view from 450 meters. Here you experience the unforgettable. Look, enjoy, be amazed, and be awestruck. That's what Tokyo Skytree is all about. Japan's latest landmark, Tokyo Skytree.
On the train to the sky with Spacia. More than you expect.
You're watching Channel Japan. In our next segment, we'll introduce you to some of our popular documentary programs. Today from Japanese Dream by TBS, we will show you a new attempt to further iPS cell technology. Speaking of iPS cells, I remember it was a hot topic when a Japanese researcher received the Nobel Prize for Physiology or Medicine last year.
It was, wasn't it? It did draw a lot of attention in Japan. By the way, Arai-san, do you know what iPS stands for?
Well, I've heard the term iPS cells so many times, but I actually don't know what the acronym is for.
And it definitely isn't an everyday term either, but iPS stands for Induced Pluripotent Stem Cell. And what it means, they're pluripotent, which means they have the potential to become cells of almost any tissue or organ. It's like they're like embryonic stem cells, and iPS cells can differentiate into many kinds of cells.
So what is the difference between those two cells?
Well, with the embryonic stem cells, ethical issues arise because actual human embryos are used to create them. But the iPS cells can be made from other cells, such as from skin tissue. Which means with using iPS cells, doctors could create organs from the patient's own cells, and that makes the chances of rejection after transplant become lower.
Oh, I see.
So there's a growing anticipation of the application of iPS cells in regenerative medicine.
But these iPS cells, even with the Nobel Prize, still need work before they can become practical, I guess.
Yes, there is a way to go. And high hopes for iPS cells are because they can be used for regenerative medicine and perhaps even create new drugs. But the problem is iPS cells are created by hand, and there's a limit to how much work a human hand can do, and also it is time consuming.
Well, to solve the problem, currently there is an ongoing research on automated cell culturing by robots. Today we follow a man's research in developing a robot that could save many lives. Take a look.
When Shinya Yamanaka won a Nobel Prize for his work on iPS cells, the subject drew attention. iPS cells are pluripotent cells that can become any cell type found in the body. There are great hopes that iPS cell research can contribute to regenerative medicine and drug discovery, as well as help identify underlying causes of rare diseases. However, growing iPS cells is difficult. Researchers currently culture iPS cells by hand, a huge constraint on the supply available for research. This robot was designed to address that issue with the twin goals of efficiency and consistency. It is the first automated cell culture system specializing in iPS cells. It is being developed for practical use by Katsumi Nakashima, a specialist in industrial robotics.
ものを作るということで、何らかのお役に立つと、その世界のためにとかそんな大それたことを考えてるわけじゃないですけども。
Many people are waiting for iPS cell research to go forward. Ikumi Yamamoto is one of them. He has a rare disease that causes muscle to turn into bone.
研究頑張ってもらって薬開発してもらえれば。
Here is one of Japan's top engineers who wants to help as many patients as possible with robotics.
I have a dream. Yamanaka 先生の iPS 研究所サイラと言いますけども、サイラでは一番培養がしやすくていろんな実験にも使えるというそういう標準の株っていうのを、作りまして、その培養法を自動培養装置でも実現することによってきちんとした、品質の、細胞がいつでもできますよと。
Nakashima's team has been conducting continuous cell culture experiments since September of 2012.
そしたらこれから培地交換をやりますので、そのセットをします。
If the system demonstrates consistent results for 3 months, it means the robot meets its specifications.
セットしました。ヒーターの上にセットしました。これから15分間温めますので。
Testing is being done at this National Research Institute.
おはようございます。
Nakashima is collaborating with Hidenori Akutsu, who is researching medical cell biology at the institute. Akutsu had the following analogy to describe the difficulty of growing iPS cells.
綱渡りの綱を渡ってるみたいなこういう安定を微妙に保ちながら育ててるっていうイメージです。これが未分化な状態です。未分化っていうとつまり自分が何になりますよっていうこの運命がまだ決まってないような状態です。ですのである程度のちょっとした変化によってそれが維持できなくなったり。
iPS cells can change into any cell type in the body, but that also makes them less stable. Due to their sensitivity to environmental changes such as temperature and pressure, even seasoned researchers can only culture iPS cells in limited quantities. Nakashima wanted to push the envelope by using robots to recreate human hand movements.
毎回同じことをやって毎回同じ結果が出るようにしなきゃいけない。その確実にやれる方法を見つけ出す。これが結構苦労の種になりました。
For example, iPS cells must be mixed uniformly in the culture medium. Researchers use their experience to move the Petri dish. When Nakashima's robot is used, the movement seems identical. Furthermore, at every step, equipment must be sterilized with alcohol. If the cells become contaminated, all is lost. Automated cell culture systems operate in a clean room that is free of dust and microbes. Alcohol is sprayed automatically. However, robots are at a disadvantage compared to humans in certain operations. One example would be pipetting. Even the slightest skew in the pipette tip can be a problem. The human eye can make adjustments. With robots, however,
だからロボットはどうなるかっていうと、逆にこちらを持って動きますので、どちらに曲がってるかでもって真ん中を狙ったつもりでも内側になったり外側になったりすると。
For this reason, the system comes with a sensor that has nothing to do with the cell culture process itself. The sensor checks the pipette tips and automatically discards any that are distorted.
別のために作られた技術、それを我々が取ってきて、でこれを自分たちの目的のために使うと。
This automated cell culture system is an amalgamation of diverse technologies that were brought together to achieve a single purpose. Nakashima's venture is supported by the Japanese government. It seeks to use such a system to accelerate the practical application of iPS cells.
いかにして、細胞を増やすことができるかということをまず確立していただきたいと。それができればですね、まずは創薬ですね。それを治すための薬作りのための細胞がまずできるだろうと思います。
Ikumi Yamamoto lives in Akashi City in Hyogo Prefecture. He is one of many hopefuls who may benefit greatly from iPS cell research. He has a rare disease called FOP. When subjected to strenuous exercise or trauma to the body, muscles and tendon harden and turn to bone.
だいぶね出てきてしまって。
New bone has formed along his spine. The disease only strikes 1 in 2 million people. No effective drug or treatment has been found.
iPS 細胞で研究してもらえたら、今研究が進んでないことでももしかしたらもっともっと早く薬ができるかもしれないから。
とにかく痛い。
In November of 2009, Ikumi provided a skin sample at Professor Yamanaka's request.
言ってみたら世界で初めて行う研究ですので、今できる最大の努力をしていきたい。
We asked him why he provided a tissue sample.
細胞取って研究頑張ってもらって薬開発してもらえれば。
Kyoto University researchers studied iPS cells produced from the provided tissue sample. they found that the cells of FOP patients are 10 times more likely to turn into bone. Toguchira collaborates with Yamanaka on FOP research.
非常に大雑把ですけれども10倍差があると、その10倍の差が2倍になるぐらいまで落とせるようなお薬をそれを使って探すと。
Nakashima's work presents the first attempt in the world to automate iPS cell culture processes. The 3-month-long automated system test was finally drawing to a close.
試験項目として出せるものは出したと、あとは結果待ちということですね。何日かかったんですかね。普段75日だけども若干長いところがあって、
80日ちょっとですかね。
はいはいはい。
The continuous culture experiments lasted more than 80 days. Nakashima headed to Kyoto University to hear the results.
どうも。どうも久しぶりです。どうぞ。
Professor Toguchira is the experiment's project leader and evaluator. What's the verdict?
一応長期培養が可能であったということ、それからその培養工程において特に問題はなかったと。これまでいわゆる手培養、僕ら手培養って言ってるんですけど、人間の手で培養した細胞の機能と遜色ないものがあれば、一応第一段階のテストとしては合格ということになるんじゃないでしょうか。次の段階としては単に人がやらないで済みますというだけではなくて、機械がやることによって人がやるよりいい細胞ができるとか、たくさんできるとかっていうのが当然目標だと思いますけど。
Was Nakashima satisfied with the results?
全てがOK というわけじゃないです。である部分は、ちゃんとできていることが分かって、で別の部分ではまだ問題が残っていると、そういうのをきっちり切り分けて、でこの問題の部分は次のステップの課題として進んでいくと。
The automated system will accelerate iPS cell research. What does Ikumi think?
今まで人間がやってきたことをこれからは機械ができるということなので、もっと頑張ってほしいです。
多くの皆さんがね、期待されていると思います。素晴らしい技術を持って本当に研究者の先生と共に、頑張っていただきたいなと思っておりますので、
皆さんから期待されている、技術というか発明に今回は私自身が関わることになって、ある意味その責任の重さ、その期待に対するなんていうんですかね、ある意味プレッシャーかもしれませんけども、それに応えていって、少しでも皆さんのお役に立てればいいと思ってます。
So as we could tell from the awarding of the Nobel Prize, the practical application of iPS cells is highly anticipated.
Yes, it definitely is.
And Japan is getting close, I guess?
Yes, it is. A clinical study of iPS cells in regenerative medicine in intractable disease treatment is to begin quite soon.
So what kind of intractable diseases are we talking about?
Well, one is transplantation for the treatment of AMG is said to be closest to being realized, and this AMG, which stands for age-related macular degeneration, it's a medical condition that causes vision loss, and there are nearly 400,000 patients in Japan who suffer from this disease.
So what can iPS cells do for people with AMG?
Patient's iPS cell will be used to create retinal tissue, and then which will be transplanted to the patient. So the world's first clinical study is to begin this fall at the earliest.
So I'm sure many people await its practical application. And are there other plans for the iPS cells?
Yes, there are. Some Japanese universities hope to begin clinical studies on spinal cord injury in 4 years. And also there are plans to apply the iPS cells to treat heart disease as well.
Well, after the break, we'll be showing you an episode from our popular economics program, Gachiri Monday. Don't go away.
Mitsui & Company.
Traditional.
Consistent.
Precise.
Speedy.
Professional. Innovative.
Polite. Quality from Japan. The best of business in Asia. SMBC, Sumitomo Mitsui Banking Corporation.
Mitsubishi Electric is helping to change the environment for the better around the world.
Green subway systems in India.
Green air conditioning systems in Singapore.
Echo changes for a greener tomorrow. Mitsubishi Electric.
How do we build sustainability into our relationship with Mother Earth? That's Kaiteki, Mitsubishi Chemical Holdings.
Asia, the engine of the global economy. Japan, a regional powerhouse. And now, direct from Japan, economic news with a global impact in Chinese and English, delivered by Nikkei. Read the future, lead the economy. Nikkei, Japan's leading media for business.
You're watching Channel Japan. Next, we'll show you an episode from a popular Japanese economics program. Today, it's from Gachiri Monday by TBS. This episode features local beverages.
Yes. Now, Japan has an advanced distribution system, so we can usually travel to any place in the country and still buy the same product.
Yes.
But there are also products that sell because they have limited sales to their local regions.
Yes, and we have showed local products such as sweets before in this show.
We have, haven't we? Now, today we focus on drinks that are difficult to buy outside a particular area and are only popular locally.
So let's take a look at local beverages all over Japan.
Today's theme is local beverages. There are drinks all over Japan that are only famous locally. For example, a drink that didn't sell well in other areas but is very popular in Hokkaido Prefecture. What is this lactic acid drink, Katsugen?
カツゲン全然知らないです。
そうでしたか。カツゲンですね。はい。
Children drinking black beer in Okinawa Prefecture? What is this root beer that Okinawans love so much? Today we take a look at local drinks around Japan. First, we visit the city of Sapporo in Hokkaido Prefecture. There seems to be a lactic acid drink that only people of Hokkaido know of. Let's ask on the streets.
北海道で乳酸菌飲料といったら何ですか？乳酸菌飲料。
乳酸菌飲料、カツゲン？
カツゲン。そうです。カツゲン。
カツゲンです。
カツゲンです。
カツゲン。
What is this beverage everyone talks about? At a local supermarket, they're shelved with other familiar drinks. The local drink of Hokkaido is this lactic acid beverage, soft katsugen. One of the largest beverage manufacturers in Japan, Meg Milk Snow Brand, makes this drink.
おはようございます。おはようございます。はい。
We speak to a sales representative.
カツゲン売れてますか？カツゲンではなくですね、正式にカツゲンというイントネーションでございます。カツゲンではない。はい。カツゲン。カツゲンと言っていただければと。
The intonation seems to be the key. It dates back to the 1930s when it was developed as a nutritional drink for soldiers. After World War II, the company began selling the drink under the current product name, and it became a huge hit in Hokkaido. They decided to go nationwide and began sales in the Kansai region. But
非常に濃くですね、酸味も強い、風味でございましたので、それが関西圏の薄味の文化に、ちょっと合わなかったのかと。
The company withdrew the product from the region. Since then, Katsugen has become a beverage only sold in Hokkaido. How is the deep and intense flavor created? Let's take a look. The main ingredient is, of course, Hokkaido milk. Sugar and lactic acid are added and fermented for 18 hours. This is what the inside of the tank looks like. The secret to the intense flavor lies inside this small refrigerator. What is this?
活原の乳酸菌です。活原の乳酸菌。はい。
This bacteria creates the thick texture and strong acidity. The company has kept the specifics of this treasured bacteria an industry secret for over half a century.
人が集まってますけど、なんかここは何なんですか、これは。
はい、これがですね、札幌工場の活原神社です。
Katsu is phonetically the same as the word to win in Japanese. The drink is popular among students because of a superstition that drinking katsugen will help you pass exams. So a shrine was created for visitors on the route of the factory tour. Students rush to the shrine, praying to pass their exams. Sales of the drink peak during entrance exam season. The product brings in over $6.9 million in annual sales for the company. We just saw Hokkaido's lactic acid beverage, but there is also a lactic acid beverage popular only in the southern Kyushu region. So we visit Miyakonojo City, Miyazaki Prefecture. Let's ask around the city.
宮崎で地元の乳酸菌飲料といったら、
ヨーグルペ。
ヨーグルペ。
ペですね。
ヨーグルトじゃなくて。
ペですね。
ヨーグルペ。
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 ヨーグルトじゃなくて。
Yogurpe. We checked the local supermarket, and here they are. This is Miyazaki's local beverage. It has a thick texture and tastes sweet. The manufacturer is Minami Nihon Rakuno Kyodo.
こんにちは。
こんにちは。
We are greeted by product development staff.
ヨーグルペ。
はい。
ちょっと飲んでみたんですけども、かなり甘い感じがするんですけども。
はい。九州、特に南九州は甘い飲料が好まれるという背景もあってですね、こういう味付けになっております。はい。
甘いの好きなっていうことですか？
そうですね。はい。
To suit Kyushu's preference, the drink is mild in acidity and has a sweet flavor. Why are lactic acid beverages made in southern Kyushu?
宮崎県の中でもこの霧島盆地はですね、一大酪農地帯となっています。
この辺が。
Though not as famous as Hokkaido, Miyazaki and Kagoshima prefectures in southern Kyushu are known for dairy farming. The milk used in yogurupe is, of course, from southern Kyushu. Sugar and lactic acid bacteria are added to the milk inside a tank, and the mixture is fermented. The next step was a little unexpected.
先ほど調合したものを、菌がいなくなり無菌にするために、殺菌をする機械です。
Did he just say pasteurize?
乳酸菌入りの健康飲料じゃないんですか？乳酸菌はですね、生きていればいいというものでもないというふうに私どもは信じてるんですけども、殺菌してもですね、体にいい部分があるかなというふうには感じてます。
By pasteurizing and stopping fermentation, the mixture stabilizes. This is why it can be kept at room temperature with a long shelf life of 90 days. Currently, 50,000 cartons are produced daily, and their annual sales is at $8.9 million. This company is also famous for another very popular local drink, Skol. Sold since 1972, it's Japan's oldest carbonated lactic drink. In the past 40 years, it has successfully expanded its sales to the Kansai region as well. We visit Aomori Prefecture for yet another local beverage. Aomori is known for apples. There seems to be a popular, locally famous apple juice here.
青森の地元ジュースといったら何ですか？リンゴジュースでしょ。シャイニーとかね。はいはいはい。青森のリンゴジュースといったら何ですか？
シャイニー。
シャイニー。
はい。
At a local supermarket, we found cans with drawings of floats from a famous local festival. This is shiny apple juice. We found cases at the supermarket. Do people of Aomori buy them in bulk? So they're bought by the case. Let's see if people really have boxes of shiny at home. There they are.
結構箱で買ってみんなおじいちゃんもおばあちゃんも青森の人はなんかやっぱり青森のリンゴジュースシャイニーが好き私若い時からシャイニーが好き
The manufacturer is Aomori Ken Ringo Juice in Kuroishi City. We take a look at the manufacturing process. To no surprise, the apples used are grown in Aomori. The apples are crushed whole and the juice is squeezed. And that's it. It's very simple.
この絞ったジュースを加熱殺菌はするんですけども濃縮しないでそのまんまリンゴの持ち味を生かした形のリンゴジュースいわゆるストレート果汁と
Shiny and its distinct taste can only be made in Aomori because of the next and final step.
さらに美味しくするために紅玉という本当に昔からある最近は生産量減ってるんですけれどもブレンド作業というものをやっております。
Kogyoku or Jonathan are acidic apples that were once grown everywhere. But consumers began to prefer sweeter apples, and the production of the acidic Jonathan apples plummeted. There aren't many Japanese growers anymore. This acidic taste is what differentiates Shiny from other apple juices. So the company found and signed an exclusive contract with a grower in Aomori. By blending just a little bit of Kogyoku, the flavor is complete. $30,000 liters of the juice is produced daily, with annual sales of $11 million. Our last stop in our search for popular local drinks is Okinawa Prefecture. The beverage is sold at a hamburger restaurant chain with 27 stores in Okinawa, A&W. When we watch people order, root beer, and again. A beer? Does Okinawa allow minors to drink alcohol? This is it. It looks like a type of black beer. A child is drinking beer. He even poses for the camera.
大丈夫なのビールなんか
ノンアルコールなので大丈夫ですノンアルコールビターサイン量になってます
Even though it is called root beer, it is a non-alcoholic soft drink. Some compare the flavor to a sweet herbal medicine.
結構びっくりする味ですよね。
そうですかね。僕結構親しみやすい味です。昔から飲んでるので。
疾病薬の味しませんなんか。
ああ、そうですね。でもそれが癖になるかなって。また飲みたくなる感じで。
最初はちょっと変な味がするんですけど、慣れたらそれがやみつきになるというか。
They say the unique flavor has an addictive quality. A&W is an American fast food chain. In Japan, they only have stores in Okinawa. The chain is known for their root beer. It's an all-American drink. This is the undiluted root beer solution, directly imported from the head office in the US. It's made of over 10 different herbs, including hollyhock and licorice. The solution is mixed with syrup, water, and once carbonated, the root beer is complete. At a local supermarket, there they are. There's more root beer on the shelf than any other drink around it. The label reads, Country of Origin, USA. A&W is very popular in Okinawa, but they have no plans to open stores in other areas of Japan.
Utsuda-san, there are so many local drinks.
There weren't there. And there are some other local beverages that have gained popularity all over Japan and are now selling nationally.
Really? Which drink is it?
Well, one example is the pom juice. We have a picture over here. It's an orange juice, and it was originally sold only in Ehime Prefecture, where oranges are grown. But they later gained popularity and began nationwide sales, and now they also export their product overseas. And speaking of pom juice, there's an interesting place related to this product.
And where would that be?
I have a picture over here. It's actually Matsuyama Airport in Ehime Prefecture where the pom juice was born, and each month on a certain day pom juice faucets are placed inside the airport, so you can just get juice from the tap
for free.
for free. So people can sample the juice, and it's obviously a very popular tourist spot.
I think this shows how popular this juice has become.
I think so too.
And there are other local drinks that have distinctive features on the local area. I hear people talking about drinks that incorporate specialty products, culture, and history.
Yes, you're right. Now, they're local ciders, and they're very popular. And according to the Japan Soft Drink Association, it says there are 217 different local ciders sold in Japan.
217? What are they like?
There are so many, but just to give you a few examples, we have a picture over here. This cider is from the city of Hakodate, Hokkaido Prefecture, the northern part of Japan. And that's where kombu, or kelp, is harvested. So this slightly carbonated cider has kombu extract in it.
That is very unique.
And it gives the drink a thick texture like the kombu. And there's another type of cider. It's called the Enoshima Kamakura cider from Kamakura City in Kanagawa Prefecture, and it's a cider with strong carbonation, so it's a really fizzy, refreshing drink.
So it sounds like something both children and adults can enjoy.
I agree, yes. And there are also many local ciders all over Japan, and since they're only available in that specific location, rural areas are using these local ciders to attract more tourists.
I see. Well, it might be nice to try different local flavors when traveling around Japan. Well, that's it for this edition of Channel Japan. We have much more in store for you next week, so make sure you tune in.
Hey, look at this. They're building a huge steel plant with Kobelco technology.
Kobelco? Never heard of it.
It's Japanese. They can make iron with incredible speed. What once took 8 hours can be done in just 10 minutes.
Wow, the Japanese are incredible. The country of karate.
Ha! 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 Karate has nothing to do with it.
True. The talk of the world. Kobelco.
changing emissions from copper refineries into fertilizer. That is where Sumitomo Chemical got its start. For 100 years, we've been delivering the power of chemistry around the world. And we will continue to help make the world a better place for the next 100 years and more.
My parents work at a really great company, which makes cool computers and LCD TVs. Not only that, they build elevators for skyscrapers and zooming fast bullet trains. My mom designs the company's CT scan systems, which spot diseases. My dad develops power generation systems so people will have plenty of electricity. The company where my parents work is Toshiba.
Has anybody finished doing their pictures?
I have.
All around the world, Toshiba technology is hard at work, bringing smarter, faster, more sustainable development to life.
When I grow up, I want to work for people.
For a growing future, Toshiba.
Sasuke, a new type of sports entertainment program conquering the world.
It's about human achievement and people's passions, and I think that relates to almost everybody.
From Japan to the world, Ninja Warrior, Tokyo Broadcasting System.